What's up, family? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Yes Chef. I'm your host, as always, Big Chef Dro, and you saw it. You saw what we're about to do. I know you saw it. So look, I let Easter pass by without getting a video out for you for one of these prime ribs, but I decided to do it. You know, Jay and I wasn't even going to record, but then we thought about it and we said, you know what? We need all the practice that we can get on this new format. So I have about 6 pounds each of the prime rib roast. Now, I know you may be thinking, well, Chef, why do you need to show us how to make 2 6-pound prime ribs? 50% of the food that I cook for this show goes to my kids. No, let's do that. Oh, let's take 2. 65% of the food that I cook on this show No, okay. Let's do it again, Jay. Let's do it again. 75 No, oh hell no. All right, last one. 95% of the food that I cook on this channel goes to my kids. And it's 6 of them. And they can eat. So we're going to go ahead and get into this prime rib for you. We're going to show you how to cook this thing up real simple, real easy. All you need is a little patience. So come on with me, family. Let's go ahead and get into this right now. Let's cook. All right, family, so here we are with the prime rib roast. I got 2 big 6-pound roast here that I'm going to cook up for you. Now, as you can probably see, I have, these came with the butcher twine already on them. Man, this is going to make for a beautiful presentation. It's going to keep everything together. It's going to keep everything locked in, the juices and everything, and it's going to be, easier to cut that way too. So if you can find some with the butcher twine on it, get it. If not, have your butcher put some on there. So we have our fresh herbs, which is going to be some oregano, some thyme, and some rosemary. I just chopped those up real quick, and I'm going to put them in the food processor along with some of this good olive oil, also some fresh garlic, and then I have some mustard. I have, both of them are Grey Poupon, and one is the country Dijon, and the other one's just a regular Dijon mustard. So I'm going to use both of these. And back to our rib roast. So you'll probably hear a lot of people tell you to salt your rib roast real heavily. Now, you can prevent that by putting a little oil on it. So what I did was I just brushed a little bit of truffle oil on it, and I put the coarse kosher salt on it, but I didn't do too much of it, because that salt's going to stay on there because of that oil, okay? And then I just put some regular old black pepper on it as well, and that's it. I put it in the refrigerator uncovered for a day and a half. Now you can do it, you can do 12 hours, you can do 24 hours. I took it an extra step and I put it in there for like a day and a half. Now, this morning I woke up at around 7 o'clock and I pulled it out, because you want these roasts to be at room temperature at all times before you cook them. So I set it out, got it down to room temperature, stayed out for about 6 or 7 hours. Let it stay out. Let it get to room temperature. You'll be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and start mixing all of this stuff up. I got the processor here, and I'm going to just throw my garlic in here along. And one of the reasons why I kind of chopped them up, the herbs up a little bit, because I want them to process a little bit easier in here, okay? I'll put a little oil in there, and then we'll see how this is going to go. All right, folks, that looks great. So I'll take this out. Now, however much garlic you want to use is up to you. Now, as far as the mustard goes, you want to do enough to coat however much you have, okay? So we may have to make a little bit more. I'm not quite sure how much I'm going to need, but right there is 2 tablespoons of the country Dijon. And then I will do another 2 tablespoons here. And then let me see how much that is. Now, you don't have to salt this either, because again, that salt that you put on here, if you put it on with a little bit of oil, it's gonna stay on there. It's gonna stay on there. Now, while it was in the refrigerator, that salt had a chance to kind of get through to that meat and season it nicely, okay? So now, get another spoon so I can start spooning over some of the herb and garlic mixture. All right. We'll get some of this out of here. We'll see what's that all about. All right, let me see. All right, so this is nice and thick, but I do think I'm gonna put a little bit more of the regular Dijon in there. So I'll go in with another couple of tablespoons, and we'll get that. So here's the deal. We're not going to coat the ends of these. If this was a whole rib roast, you would just do the top because the ends are capped off, okay? So you shouldn't put your mixture on these ends, okay? Just on top and on the sides, all right? So that's what we're going to do here, all right? And I'm gonna just go in with my fingers. They're clean, and you ain't gotta eat it anyway, so what difference does it make? So folks, as you can see, I got it nicely spread it on. We're gonna have a really beautiful crust on here. Okay, now, so I'm going to put this in the oven, 275. And how you wanna cook your roast is you wanna do about 15 to 20 minutes per pound. So both of them is 6 pounds a piece, though I'm not cooking it like a 12 pounder. I'm gonna cook it like 2 6-pounders, which is going to be an hour and a half to 2 hours. I want to get to an internal temperature of about 115 to 120, anywhere between 115 and 120. After that hour and a half or 2 hours, you're good. If you need more time, fine. If you don't need as much time, fine. Go in and check it periodically. Have you a thermometer ready to poke into it to see where the internal temperature is, okay? That's cooking, folks. Don't just wait on the clock, to strike zero. Check on your food, even if you have to time it to a certain interval so you can go in and remember to check on it, okay? So remember, 275, 15 to 20 minutes per pound. So I have 6 pounds here. I'm gonna do about an hour and a half, maybe 2, but I will check it periodically. But now before I do that, I'm gonna change pans. Now, there's nothing wrong with roasting on this, a sheet pan. There's nothing wrong with it at all. But I'm gonna put it in a deeper roasting pan so I can get more airflow out of it. Now, this wire rack doesn't belong in that roasting pan, but it'll do the job. So as you see, I got some aluminum foil down there to make cleanup easy. I'm not really worried about the au jus sauce because, well, I go by au jus base, and this just as good. So don't let one of these YouTube cooks tell you you got to do the au jus this way. I've done it. It's not a big deal. Get some au jus base. And plus, I don't really like au jus that much. We're going to do some horseradish sauce for you. We got that coming up. All right? All right, folks, here we are. It's been 2.5 hours. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to let this rest for about an hour. Let it get down in temp, and then we're gonna put it back in the oven. So when we get ready to do that, we'll be back. So I know I said about an hour and a half. Unfortunately, it took more time. That's cooking. That's cooking. So I got my thermometer here. I went in. So it basically took about 2.5 hours, about another extra hour for us to get it to a internal temperature of about 120 is what both of them are reading right now. So we'll let this rest for a while. And in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and do a horseradish sauce for you, okay? So stay tuned for that. All right, folks, so as promised, we're gonna do some horseradish sauce, and I have everything prepared for you. So come on down here so I can show you the ingredients. We have some Worcestershire sauce. We got about a tablespoon and a half. Have some freshly cracked black pepper here. It's about a tablespoon. And then I have some apple cider vinegar. But what I do have is I have the honey blend on this. Now, you know, you can use whatever kind of vinegar you want. You can use red wine vinegar or whatever. But I'm gonna try this, okay? So I have about, I'll say a tablespoon of that as well. Then I have some freshly chopped chives here as well. I don't know how many I have of those. You can do that according to your taste. But like right here, I have a cup of creme fraiche. Now, most people use store-bought sour cream for their horseradish sauce. I'm gonna use the creme fraiche. And if you're wondering what creme fraiche is, it's basically homemade sour cream. But it's more creamier, it's more tastier. It just has an abundance of just smoothness to it. And once you taste homemade creme fraiche, you'll never go back to store-bought sour cream ever again. Now, if you're interested, I do have a video on how to make homemade creme fraiche, and I'll link that up in the button above. Here we have some very strong prepared horseradish. Use the horseradish according to your taste. I like a lot of horseradish. We're gonna start off with about a third of a cup, and we'll add more as you know we go on to mix it. Now, I'm not gonna put any salt. I'm not gonna put any mustard. I got mustard, I got salt all over the roast. So let's go ahead and get into this real quick. Let me get a spatula for this. Now, go ahead and put that in there. By the way, man, Jay just called himself Spike Lee. This dude done a couple of episodes on Yes Chef, and he think he is some type of cinematography guru. I'm gonna let him have his little 15 minutes of fame, man. He's doing a good job. And he also thinks he's deserving of a bigger portion of the food that is cooked as well because he's doing the recording. So I know, you know, some of y'all shouted out Jay on the last video. Man, don't boost this guy's head up. Please, don't boost his head up. You know, he thinks he's some type of genius now. All right, so we got this going. Let's mix this right on up. And you want to do this ahead of time so that you can get it off in the refrigerator so it can thicken up as it cools. All right, so I'll go in and I will taste it to see if everything is good. Let me rinse this spoon off real quick. You know what? gonna need a little bit more horseradish in there. I'm gonna need a little bit more. And again, this is to your liking. You know, I like to taste that horseradish in there. I really do. I love it. All right, let's go ahead. Go in once more. Get that off of there. Oh yeah, that's it right there. Oh man, that is it. So, got the horseradish sauce made. I'm about 20 minutes in on resting the rib roast. Once that's done, we'll be back, put it back in. We're gonna crank the oven to about 500 degrees and baking, of course. Don't broil it, bake it. Crank it about 500 degrees, let it sit in there for about 20 minutes. And then we'll be back with the finished product. See you then. All right, family, here we go. It's been in the oven at 500 degrees for about 25 minutes. It is absolutely ready. We are at an internal temperature on this one of about 135. Go into this one. Same thing with that one. We've cooked them perfectly. They're both around 135. And we are ready to carve them up to see how they look on the inside. So we will be right back with that. And here we are, folks. The moment of truth. Oh man. Look at that. And just look at these juices that are in there. Look at all that juice that's in there. Oh. We are definitely going to get into this. So, I will continue to cut all of the butcher twine off. We're going to slice these bad boys up and make some sandwiches. We got some caramelized onion and some mushrooms. And don't forget the horseradish sauce as well. So family, the only thing I can say to you as of right now is thank you so much for watching. Go ahead, hit the like button, and don't forget to hit the notification button on top of that. And if you like what you see on this channel, go ahead and subscribe button. Look, folks, we got to get these likes up. We got to get these likes up. We got to get these videos out to the masses so they can understand how to truly cook in your kitchen. So, with that being said, until the next time, family, until the very next video, me and Jay are going to enjoy this. I think that first piece going to be his because he's doing a phenomenal job. Y'all hit Jay up in the comment section. And until the next time, family, as always, peace. Thank you so much for watching this video. And don't forget, hit the like button. And if you want to be a part of the Yes Chef family, consider hitting the subscribe button. And don't forget, click the notification bell. And that way you'll stay up to date on all of our latest videos. Also consider becoming a member of my Patreon for up close and behind the scene content. And be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. Thank you.